Had a request for the method for projecting some lines onto a cone. And finding out a little bit more about it, it turns out that project curves to surface, which is the first thing that occurred to me, is not really suitable for the purpose that the person wanted. We would be a lot better to make some solids and do a Boolean subtract. So what we're going to do is start off with the cone size that they wanted. Top radius of 5 millimeters, base radius of 20, and a height of 50 millimeters. And we'll just make it there at the origin. Okay. So there we got that. Now the shape that they wanted to add or modify it with was basically a keyway, or well, a keyway that goes down, dog legs over, and then continues down. The easiest way to do that is to draw it out flat, extrude it as a solid, and then rotate it into place. So we'll go ahead and draw that out. Want to make it, let's see, start with a rectangle. Make it the X length is 5 millimeters. The Y is, no, excuse me, the X was 3 millimeters. The Y, 10. And we'll just pick where to put that. Am I in inches here? What the hell? Yeah, my grid's showing inches. Threw me there for a second. Alright. Alright, it's not showing inches. I'm just not used to being in millimeters is what it is. It's freaky to me. I'm a country boy. We don't really do metric very much. Okay, so we've got that one. We want to do another one that is 40 millimeters tall. And we want to do one that is 3 millimeters tall and 5 wide. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is use the translate function, the sketch and enter, and pick to stitch all these together. So I'm going to hold down shift and select that whole piece. Click OK. Now since I'm using pick, I get to select a point there, select a point there, and join them up. And I'll do the same thing. I'll hit reselect, holding down shift to get this whole shape. Hit the space bar, click OK, pick that corner, pick that corner. Now this is not the shape they wanted, but it's a good starting point. The next thing I want to do is use trim. I'm going to use trim 2 entities. Click that one, and you see they join up. Do the same here, the same there. Cancel out of that. And the next thing I will use is quick trim to get rid of these interior shapes. Just click them and they go away. Now this leaves us with the shape that they wanted over here. I will, and you could easily draw this up using the cube function and just make solids that are the various sizes that you need. That's how I did it when I practiced this just a few minutes ago. But this gets you used to it's a little bit easier to just draw it out in 2D and then extrude it, to me anyway. Alright, so next thing we do is make a planar surface. Select all of that, click OK. Preview looks alright. So there I have a surface. And I'm going to make this about 40 millimeters deep when I extrude it. So I'm going to extrude a surface. I'm going to check width caps on the z-axis, or normal in this case is fine too. We'll say 40 millimeters. So click the surface, Okay. The preview looks good. And okay. Alright, next thing I want to do is rotate this into place. So I'm going to go to the rotate function over here. I want to rotate around the x-axis 90 degrees, so I enter 90 there. I want to pick my origin, so select and confirm with OK, and origin will reach down here and do a pick. Alright. Now I want to rotate the thing again, this time around the z-axis, 90 degrees. So 0 that, bring 90 degrees on the z-axis. Again, we're on pick. Wait, alright, let me start that over. 90 degrees z-axis, yes. Confirm, and I can pick either one of these two. I'll just pick the same one. There we go. Okay. Alright, so what we've got is a shape that's essentially, this is the positive that will form the keyway. So the next thing I want to do is just translate this thing down to my cone, and it's at about 69. So we'll translate it 60. Yeah, we'll translate it 69 actually. So I'll go to my translate function and pick delta. I want to go x minus 69. Select the solid, confirm it with OK or the space bar, click OK, and there we go. Now I just want to line it up on the cone. So I'll zero out my x, and in the y-axis, let me get back to a top view. I'm always in some sort of freaky isometric and it's hard to follow what's going on. I want to translate it in the minus y direction. Don't know really how well. Actually, I can find out pretty easily how much. That is y11. We'll go about a minus 8y. And sure enough, that's just about exactly what I wanted. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make this, the piece that's red now, the selected piece, into, let me go back to a top view, into a tool that we will then use to Boolean subtract the trench out of there. So the way I'm going to arrive at that tool is I'm going to use a Boolean subtract. With a Boolean subtract, you pick the first thing you pick, the first solid, is going to be what you want to keep. In this case, I want to keep that and make it into a tool. The second thing you want to pick is what you want to go away. So I'm going to make my cone go away, actually. Click OK. Now the thing I want you to notice here is that as I rotate this up, this solid that we constructed has now taken the outer curves of that cone. So it's got a broad curve at the base, it's got a much narrower curve up top. What that's going to allow you to do is cut for a set distance into your cone. So I'm going to cancel out of this, I'm going to go back to cone. All of my settings are still there, so I'm just going to click OK. Alright, there's my cone, and here I have a specialized tool that I've built. Let me go to a front view. For the express purpose of cutting this zigzag shape 1 millimeter into this cone. So how I'm going to do that, I'm going to go to translate again. I'm going to translate minus 1 millimeter in the X. So 1 millimeter, yep. Select, confirm, click OK. Now this has moved 1 millimeter further in toward the cone. We're going to use Boolean subtract again, only this time we're going to keep the cone. So the first shape I pick is the shape I want to keep. Second shape is what I want to go away. Click OK. And there is that keyway cut into that cone. That's about as accurate as you're going to be able to do. Now, there are certain things that are endemic to this shape that the person wanted, which is that one of these is off-center. One of them is off-center one way and one's off-center the other, actually. If you wanted to be a little bit more precise and get these all lined up directly radial to the cone, you'd want to do it in 3 different shapes. So it would get a little bit more tricky there. You can, I'll just show you one last thing, you can extract all the edges from this thing and get a wireframe that can be used for all sorts of freaky things. So go to Utilities, Extract Edges from Solid, click on your solid, confirm by clicking OK or hitting the space bar, and now I'm just going to go to Translate and drag so I can move the solid out of the way. Haven't really done anything to the solid, but here you see we've got a groovy little wireframe that has all the salient features for making that cone. So just depending on your purpose, that may or may not be something that you'd want. But that is the best method I know of for getting that cut done. Hope that's proved helpful. Thanks for your time.